Okay, 8th graders, we're going to work on the essay planner right now. First step, of course, put your name on it. All right, I'm going to walk you through how we're going to fill out this essay planner. I've got the back side up here to help give you some hints and tips. The first thing we need to know is, what are we arguing in this essay? You need to decide if you are going to say people are basically good or people are basically evil. We understand you probably believe something in the middle. For the point of your essay, pick which one you're going to prove and then deal with the other side in your counter argument. As your teachers, we're going to write that people are basically evil. Okay, so now if I go over to my essay planner, the first thing I need is my attention grabber or hook. Here are some options you have for your attention grabber or hook. You could use an anecdote. That is basically a story or an example. Could be from the news, could be from your life, could be something made up, but it's a story introduction into people are good or people are evil. You could use background knowledge. Why is this even an issue? Why do people care? Where has this question come out of? Bring your reader to that place that got you here, answering why people are people good or are people evil. You could use shock and awe. Put in something that causes people to stop and think. Usually this would be a statistic that's shocking or a fact that makes people just amazed. Or you could choose to use a relevant quotation. So you could go out and you could look for quotes about people being good or evil. Okay, that's the one I'm going to use today. So what I did is I went out and I researched quotes about famous people who have said things about people being evil. And what I did was I found a Russian author who said something pretty awesome. You'll see that on our video about the introductory paragraph. On my planner, I'm just going to say I'm choosing to use a quote. All right, so all of this is your hook options. Now we're going to move on to your thesis options. The next thing on our planner says we need to know what our thesis is. Because I'm choosing to write the people are basically evil, I need to decide how I'm going to say that. I can do so in one of three ways: with a general thesis, with a cluing thesis, or with a specific thesis. Okay? A general thesis just mentions your point of view on the topic. A cluing sentence will mention your point of view, the topic, and then adds hints. Something like, for many reasons. Okay. A specific thesis, instead of the hints, would start with your point of view, the topic, and then you would list your reasons. For our essay, I'm going to use a specific thesis in my introduction so that my reader knows right away why I think people are evil. Okay. Then I need to start thinking about, why do I believe people are evil? Well, my two main reasons, and right now, you're going to love this, because we only have a week to write this essay, we're going to say you need 2 main points to support your argument. Okay, so that means you're going to have 3 body paragraphs, 2 for your argument and 1 for your counter argument. One reason that I think people are evil is they are power seeking. I'll describe that more in the body paragraph. The other reason is that they're self-serving. They try to better their life at the cost of others. Okay, remember you don't need this third one today. Counter argument. I know not everyone's going to agree with me. So why do some people think people are good in a way that relates to what I've already written? Well, I think a lot of people, when they see people who are power-seeking or self-serving, they say, yeah, but they didn't start out that way. They turned that way because of their own life experiences. So the counter-argument that I'm going to address is that evil is only a reaction to life experience. Remembering that I need to address that in a way that still proves my point that people are evil. So I can't agree with that. I have to disagree with that in my counter-argument paragraph. The next thing we need to do is restate our thesis. And here's where, over here, already thinking about general, cluing, and specific is helpful. If we need to say our thesis in different words, and I know I've used the specific thesis up here, I can say, oh, I'll just use my general thesis in my conclusion. And I need to leave my reader with something memorable because people remember the end of the story, the end of the book, the end of the essay. You've got a few options for this. We're going to go over those options on the actual conclusion planner in more depth. But conclusion options. You can leave your reader with echo. A prediction. A quote, if you haven't used a quote yet.
Call to action.
And a call to action. Okay. An echo means you go back to your hook or your intro paragraph and you address anything that you left open, any questions you asked, any topics you introduced. Go back and circle back to that. A prediction, you guys know what a prediction is. Predict something that could happen or would happen or will happen based on people being good or people being evil. Quote, you go out and you find somebody credible who said something around people being good or evil, and then you describe why that's relevant. And then the call to action asks your reader to do something. In this essay, that one's going to be tricky to use. So if you want to use a call to action, make sure to talk to your ELA teacher about how that would work best. Because we started with a quote, we're going to echo back to that quote and talk about how it still applies and use it to summarize all the main points that we've made. Your assignment for this weekend is to be sure that this form comes on Monday completely filled out and that your introductory paragraph planner is filled out. Watch the next video for that planner.